Today I would like to talk about shifting, especially shifting from the lower positions here to the thumb positions, up here where it starts to snow. You know, when I studied with Maestro Johannes, my wonderful teacher in Bloomington, Indiana, there are so many important informations I got from this master, but there's one that is maybe the most precious one to me, and this is the simple sentence he kept repeating and repeating and repeating again to me and to most of the others, and this is: lift your upper arm. I can still see him with his cigarette here, very cool poker face. And I having trouble, hitting a note, lift your upper arm. So today, I would like to explain to all of you how important it is to be prepared for a shift. So that means that, most of the cellists have this habit to have a rather low position of the left arm when playing in the lower positions. And then when they come here, of course, they have to overcome this obstacle, this barrier, and they have to lift the arm. But unfortunately, very often we don't have so much time to do this effort. So as one of the most important basic rules I learned from my teacher, Johannes, that the moment you start your shift, your left arm should already be in the position of the note you're shifting to. So let's imagine I'm shifting to a D here. So look at the position of my arm here. Now when I'm coming from, let's say, fourth position, F, like in Brahms F major sonata. Now before I start the shift, I already, lift my arm. I actually have my thumb already on the fingerboard. So that now the physical action that is happening is just like on a slideway for children. You just slide downwards easily without effort. You're not climbing somewhere up, but you just lift your arm and then you can slide downwards to the D. Lift your arm and then it is really no problem. Now many of you might think that it's really tiring, to have your left arm up here. And I remember when I was a young cellist, I used to play like this as well. So there's, again, I have to mention my teacher Starker, because he invented this incredible exercise in order to get into this symmetric position of your arms, just like a bird, without effort. So you don't have to lift your arms actually, but they will be hanging in a natural position without effort. And I want to explain to you, those of you who don't know the exercise, because it's really helpful. So let's do it together. And therefore I will put away my cello. So first of all, our arms are just relaxed, hanging down as they fall naturally. Then we pull up our shoulders as high as possible, which is really not a very comfortable position, but it's only for a short time. And then with our elbows, we are coming in a big circle from the back forward until our hands are almost touching, and then we release the tension of the shoulders. We let them fall down once more. So everything is relaxed. Now We pull up our shoulders. We are describing a big circle with our elbows coming to the front, forward, and then we let go. And now we have the feeling that our arms are just suspended, held by a somehow magic invisible string. And without any effort, we can stay in this position. And this is really a big secret that not everybody knows. But this is a wonderful thing once you get used to this, and you can do it really quickly. So from time to time, it's a good thing when you practice to do this, to get into the perfect position to control your whole fingerboard without any change in your arm position. So if we do it with the cello, looks like this. And now you see we have this natural symmetric arm position, which allows us any shift from anywhere to any other note on the fingerboard without changing the position. Let me show you some examples in the repertoire where we need this preparation of our arm for the shift. There are many, of course, endless, but let's pick maybe 3. So I was thinking of Beethoven's C major sonata. We have, for example, this somehow this is very often a problem for cellists to reach this high C, because they forget to lift the upper arm and they play and then they're too late. Yeah. So when I play the E, my arm is already in the position of the C. Now, and then it's no problem. It's very easy. Or, for example, Haydn D major cello concerto. There are many examples within this concerto, but let's pick this one, for example. Here. Yeah. Lift your arm so you find your C. Otherwise, you're late. Yeah. Or Dvorak concerto. And the second theme. Yeah, from this B natural. Now we have to prepare. Otherwise, too late. Yeah. So when you play the B natural, my thumb is in the position, my arm is in the position, and I can just easily go to the high B natural. There are so many more. Brahms F major, I already showed you. When I say lift your arm, it doesn't mean to only lift the elbow. That's very important. Don't do this, because then you're in a strange position. Just lift the whole unit of your arm. Yeah, so we have a straight line here. We don't do this. Okay, therefore also this little exercise helps, because then we are just in the perfect position. And then, also very important, the actual movement of the shift is always done in circles. We need to get the impetus to get there. You imagine a circle. To practice this, I would suggest to start with octaves. Playing octaves in Always doing this circle motion. And then you climb up in chromatic steps. And so on. And always make sure, as I said before, the general rule, the moment you start your shift, your arm has to be already in the position of the note you're going to. It helps if you want to go, for example, you want to go to this E flat. So look for the E flat first, watch your position of your left arm, and then go back down and keep your arm in this position. You will be surprised how high this feels. Yeah. So really take care of that. And then it's so easy. You can just, like a little child, slide down the slideway. Then there's this beautiful melody by the master Starker himself. He composed it especially for his students in order to practice these shifts. And it goes like this. And so on. This is a beautiful melody. It's fun to play. And you can really watch all these movements, the preparation of the circle, the impetus here, and then preparing your thumb, preparing everything for the shift, and then the sliding itself. It's a wonderful exercise. I remember when I studied in Bloomington and I walked around the practice building, in every second room I heard this melody every day, everybody was practicing it. And it gets really hard when you start to transpose. This is what Starker wanted us to do all the time, in all the keys. So we really lose our scare of shifting wherever it is. Now there's one last aspect when we talk about shifts. In order to be able to hear the shift and to control it with your ears, because this is the most important thing, of course, if you want to make sure to play in tune, you have to be guided always by your ear. And in order to be able to do this, you need a good contact with your bow. Now we have this automatic reaction that if we do something we are not really secure about, like a big shift, we tend to try to hide, possible accidents. So we tend to do, we take weight away. Yeah, we all know that. Now, of course, if we do this, we cannot hear the shift and we cannot control it. So in order to do a beautiful shift, we have to have a beautiful contact with our bow hand as well. And therefore, it's important, while you do the shift, to intensify a little bit your contact with your thumb. Yeah, like a little pressing a lemon or something. Really not too hard, of course, but to control the sound here. So when we do the shift now, I press a little bit. Because what happens if I press my fingers, my right hand fingers, Maybe you can see it. The stick of the bow goes down a little bit and the sound gets more intense. So we can... And there's another advantage of this effect. If I press here, I take away tension from my left hand. You know, if it hurts here, just do this very hard and you won't feel the hurt anymore in your tooth. So here, if you press a little bit with your right hand, not too much of course, just a little bit, then you take away the tension. It becomes red here, but here is cool. Yeah, so we can do the shift easily, and we have a good sound control with our bow in order to play in tune. So don't forget, lift your upper arm before shifting.